All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about the distance keeper, and this is a story with a wild premise. What if memory wasn't just a feeling, but was literally the stuff holding reality together?
Wow, that's how the story kicks off. And right away, you know we're in a universe with some very different rules. A place where the space between things is maybe more important than the things themselves. So, okay, how does this world actually work? First things first, to get a handle on the mystery at the heart of the story, we've got to understand the basic physics of this place. And it all starts with the substance that holds everything together. Okay, so think about it like this. We see the space between things as, well, empty, right? Nothing. But in this universe, that space, they call it the distance, it's not empty at all. It's a real physical substance. It's the load-bearing walls of reality, keeping everything from just collapsing in on itself. And get this, there are people whose job it is to take care of it. And that brings us to our main character, Noor. She's one of these keepers. But don't picture a security guard. She's more like a highly specialized technician. And her job? Well, she tends to the most delicate, most important distance of all, the one that separates the living from the forgotten. Now, this is a really important distinction the story makes. See, the dead are one thing. They're still part of reality because we remember them. They have weight, they have faces, they're still loved. But the forgotten, that's a whole other state of being. That's when every single thread of memory is gone. They don't haunt, they don't linger, they're just neutral. So Noor's job has been pretty quiet for decades, just routine stuff. But then one day, something changes. She feels it. The very texture of the distance, it's wrong. And this is where the story really kicks off, with the discovery of a crime scene in a place where a crime should be physically impossible. This is a big deal because, well, it just shouldn't be happening. The forgotten are supposed to be completely neutral, right? No will, no agency, no way to exert any kind of force. But Noor feels this pressure, and it has a direction. It has intent. It's pushing from their side towards ours. And that's the first clue that something is deeply, fundamentally broken. And that leads her to this absolutely chilling conclusion. This wasn't just someone slowly being forgotten over time. No, this was deliberate. This forgetting had not been natural, it had been applied. Someone surgically removed a person from reality. This wasn't an accident, it was a crime. But here's the thing. The person who did this wasn't perfect. That push Noor feels, that's the proof. It means the job wasn't 100% complete. Somewhere, out there in the living world, a single thread of memory survived. And that one tiny thread is acting like an anchor, giving this forgotten person just enough of a foothold to push back. And with that, the investigation is on. So to solve this impossible crime, Noor has to become a detective. And her first job is to follow that lead. She has to cross over from her abstract world of cosmic architecture into our world, the living side, and find the person holding on to that one last memory. And she does. She finds her, a woman named Yara. And this is what's so incredible. Yara hasn't just failed to forget. It's not some passive echo in the back of her mind. No, she has actively, deliberately refused to forget. Her memory is an act of rebellion. For how long, you ask? 23 years. Just let that sink in. For over 2 decades, this one woman has single-handedly kept a person in existence purely through the force of her will. I mean, that just perfectly captures the whole point of the story, right? The incredible power of one single stubborn memory. And this timeline just shows the sheer weight of what she's been carrying. So 23 years ago, this man, Saba, gets erased. But then 15 years ago, you see Yara picks up his work, all alone, in secret. Then 8 years ago, they even came for her, trying to erase her memory, and she survived it. She's not just some passive witness, she's a guardian, a fighter who's been in this battle the entire time. Okay, so now that we've found our witness, we can finally start putting the pieces together. We have a name, Saba Moradi. So the big questions are, who was he, and why did someone want him gone so badly that they tried to erase him from reality itself? And this is where the irony just gets so thick. Saba's whole philosophy was this: absence is louder than presence, if you know how to listen. And what was his job? He was a researcher, an archivist, who studied how big, powerful organizations create absence, how they deliberately punch holes in the historical record to make inconvenient things and people disappear. So yeah, his erasure wasn't random. He was a whistleblower. He found out that the philanthropic foundation he worked for was basically engineering history. They were systematically creating these gaps in the official records. And for people who were really inconvenient, they just erased them from memory altogether. Saba figured it out, he documented it, and he became their next target. And this right here, this is the machinery of the whole operation that Saba uncovered. It's a slick, multi-step process. You've got the client, some powerful person who wants someone gone. They go to the foundation, which looks all respectable on the surface. The foundation then hires these specialists, the architects of absence, to do the dirty work. And then, poof, the victim is pushed into the distance, forgotten. Okay, so a conspiracy this big, this isn't a one-person job. To actually expose this and bring Saba's story back, Noor realizes she needs help. She needs to build a team, an alliance of people from both sides of this cosmic divide. First up, they need an insider. And they find one, a woman named Ingrid Vas, who used to be an archivist at the foundation. She was there when Saba was erased, and it horrified her so much she quit. You could say she's the conscience of the whole operation, and she has been waiting for 14 long years for someone to ask her what she knows. And so, this is the team, the final alliance. You've got these three women, and each one holds a piece of the puzzle that's totally useless on its own. You've got Yara, the rememberer, who's been holding that memory for 23 years and has Saba's research. You've got Ingrid, the insider, who knows how the foundation works and has the names. And then you have Noor, the keeper, who understands the cosmic physics of it all. Together, they might actually be able to fix this. Which brings us to the question this story leaves you with. Saba said that absence is louder than presence. So what about us? What history is written in the silences all around us? This story suggests that history isn't just about what we're told. It's also about what we're prevented from knowing. And maybe, just maybe, choosing what to remember isn't just a passive thing. Maybe it's an act of defiance.